out the way, it's time to play, and well, it's going to be an interesting one. Judging by the looks that have just been given across those lines between Will Harper and his former teammates. Lee, you've worn the yellow of Widnes far too many times to say. What's it like in this pre-build-up now? How important is that stare down?
I think it's, it's massive. You want to try and get one up on the opposition. I always used to try it. I always used to stare down the line. I always used to count the players, if I'm honest, and then just pick one that would stare back and then just stare him out. And then this is the time where I just stay there till they left the blue line first, Fair
enough, fair enough. Well, we look down, and it's going to be Finney who gets the nod and starts in net for Widnes tonight. Well, Finney, cold-footed again, but, he's been caught a few times this season, Lee. You started, obviously, the season with Widnes. What's being said now in that huddle?
I think the boys are just going to say, Sheffield is still, even though the bottom of the table, they're still a team that can do some damage. You've got to come out strong, you've got to come out fast, try and get the first goal, and, just quick changes, I think.
Well, the starting netminder in the Sheffield net is going to be Brandon Stones. Stones, an unknown entity to the Wild, hasn't iced much this season. Will he be able to hold his own against the firepower of the Wild? There's a few names along this Sheffield roster I'm looking at, Lee, that you kind of, when you step on the ice, you already kind of know what you're going to expect with them. You look down, Rushby, Pywell, Hopkins, Deneko, we know those sorts of names, but there is one unknown entity, and he arrived early this season to Sheffield, and that's Isaac Say. Say was a prolific player, very skillful, very disruptive to defences. How would you deal with him?
I think we played against him in one of my last games, and he's a nippy little winger. He likes to get on the puck, he likes to drive hard at D-men and cause a bit of an issue, so they'll have to deal with that one quickly, I think.
And immediately the puck drops and it's Hyde who tries to play it forward. Reece Howell's on the board, ties up, Edge taken away there. Jackson's going to let that run for Williamson. Williamson rings it round, sent all the way to Corson Heron. Corson Heron tries to find Hyde in the middle, instead turned around by Hopkins. Say, that high man looking. Britton picks it up, goes to go forward, dumped in, sent round to be picked up by Corson Heron far side. Yeardley chases him down. Again now, Wild looking set up, body on, opens the door. And Sheffield in possession, sent out on the half-boards to Say. Loses that one immediately as Williamson pinches in and just shuts the door on him. And good forecheck pressure by the Wild already, not giving Sheffield time to settle on the puck.
Do you know what, for me, Ben, the one thing that, if it was a while, I think they've got to come out fighting quickly, because there's too many times now in the past they've been caught in the half, and Sheffield will be alert.
The net's off its moorings there as Williamson just providing Finney with a little bit of support there.
And as I was saying, Sheffield will be aware of this, and they'll want to try and capitalise on the likes of that.
Yeah, see the replay there, and it was just skating in, you see, he just loses his edge on that one, takes the net off the moorings, but Sheffield looking to put pressure on early here.
Yeah, they will do. Like I say, they're a good team, so they're going to do that to you for the full 60.
Face off, left-hand side of Finney's net. Draw win for the Scimitars, picked up by Edwards on the far side. Edwards looks up ice, looking for the support. Obviously, interestingly now, there's going to be a change-up in line, so it looks like Barlow's taking the place of Hagger. Edwards is there, 2 bites of the cherry, and he's defended it. Stone stands tall, and he's got the response early for the Widnes forwards. How interesting is that, though, Gary? It's going to be Barlow that makes the jump from line 2 to line 1 to replace Hagger.
Well, he's the man to do it, isn't he?
You'd have thought so, but it's going to be who makes the jump from 3 to 2 now to sit alongside the likes of Mike Gilbert.
Well, at the national anthems there at the start, quite a big line-up, some old familiar faces back.
Yeah, just mentioning that, we've got Mitchell back, Greaves is back as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that rolls out. Will we see Bez Hughes break out again from the defensive duties as Howells behind his own net picks that one up, goes to send it forward, but already Scimitars setting the stall out and letting Widnes know it's not going to be that easy, as Harper, former Scimitar himself, sits behind his own net looking to set something up. 2-man forecheck. Good pressure into the corner again, out front. Finney quick to respond. Scrum up on the dot. Gilbert finally gets a stick on it. He's got it to Hughes. Hughes looks like he is playing forward. Gets rubbed out the play in there as he dumps it in. So interestingly, Bez Hughes given free rein again.
He'll love that.
Harper and TJ are your defenders. Jackson. Yeardley now picks it up for the Wild. Down the left, for the Scimitars down the left-hand side. Taking out the play, Greaves. Just knocks that past Say. Morris shoots. Deflected around the corner from Finney. Again, Say. Under pressure from Jackson. Jackson takes him out the play. They've managed to work it round well, though.
Oh, good.
Hopkins with the shot, and Harry Hopkins is another one who you can't leave unmarked. He does know where the net is. Another shot comes in. This early on, Lee, it's all pressure from Scimitars.
Yeah.
What do Wild need to do now?
Just got to get a hold of this puck, I think, and just settle things down. They're chasing the puck around. They've just got to get their positions, I think, and just regroup.
Things still looking a bit unsettled as the Wild trying to settle into this game, but right now they are dancing to the beat of the Sheffield Scimitars. Multiple shots coming on. Howells again, top of the slot.
Oh,
Goes to go
well.
through traffic. Sheffield being given plenty of time to create these opportunities as Morris is finally taken off the puck by Greaves.
Well, welcome back, Greaves.
Say manages to play that one out. Right across the middle, well intercepted by Jackson. Reads that well and decides to hold on to that. Quick line change for the Wild. Clever move. Plays it up to Greaves. We know Greaves likes it against these half boards. Dumped and sent in. That's going to be an icing call. Going back down the other way. Well, almost 5 minutes gone, or 4 minutes gone. What do you think, Lee? What are we looking at?
I think, again, like I say, looking at a strong Sheffield side, the Widnes just need to get a hold of this game, settle the puck down. I think they look a bit nervous. I'm not sure why, but once they're settled down, I think they'll find their rhythm and then they'll get back into the swing of it.
Face-off taken quickly. That was Pywell that went in for the draw for the Sims. Rushby puts it back into the corner. Held up again on the far side. Interestingly, Jackson stayed out. Shot comes through, runs behind the net. Swept up, loose change out in front. Couldn't quite get a stick to it. Can't see who that was. Was it Rogers, I believe? It was. So Rogers attempted. Shot in this time, out in front. Wild scraping at the puck. Shoveling snow, backhand, it's gone up. Stones has managed to save it. Stones is having an outstanding performance when he's called into duty. However, the Wild looks scrappy in front of net right now.
Yeah, I think that should have been a goal for me. I think he just got a bit too much on it, and I thought it hit the netting, but that should have been 1-0 Wild, I think.
Deneko now is going to try and clear that one out. Gets round Ruddock, it's going to be back with Britain. And there's Jack Murray. Murray tries to throw forward to Hyde. Gets it back, Murray again. Does well, Slosley loses his edge, goes down. And again. That's an icing call. Well, we're going to go back down to the Wild zone.
14:41 gone and, still to play in this first period. It's Widnes Wild 0, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
And it's weird after watching the Wild for all season so far in set lines and then seeing different people in different places now. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Must be weird for you being up here as well, Lee.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not where I want it to be, I must admit.
Yeah, well, I'm not letting the ropes go.
Wild picked that up with Corson Heron, looks to break. Does so high, down that left wing. Good poke check by Yeardley. Corson Heron lets it run round. Barlow now back on. Out in front for Hyde, fans on the shot. It just runs as smooth as you like into the hands of Stones. We'll see that again on the replay, Lee.
Yeah, you can see here that Barlow just drops down low. Heron stays on the other side. It's just nice off the boards, and you've got Danny Hayden in the high slot there. Again, that to me should have been another goal. It's a nice little tic-tac-toe, and again, should have been one for me.
Technically now, Widnes looking good. It's the finishing that's crucial.
Yeah, final touches are evading them at the moment.
Face off, a little bit too much sauce on that from Harper, overexcited. You understand why for this one.
Yeah.
As Edwards caught up with Say there, Harper back, chased by Say on the forecheck. Edwards called into action quickly. Edwards and Coulter as they look for Barlow. That was why Barlow was on. It's the transition to that first line as he gets round Yeardley. Coulter sends it through to Barlow in the middle. Barlow crowded out. And again, through traffic, spilt up. Scooped up by Mitchell, shoots into the glove of Stones. And we're starting to see some more now, like good action.
Yeah, again, I think another quick pass there to Joey might have been thingy, nice little shot on goal. And Alex has just turned and spun, and those ones can always go in, so Stones has made a good save there.
Face-off will resume, 13:50 in the first. Left-hand side of Stones' net, it's going to be Pywell and Coulter in for the draw. Coulter comes out with it, drops it back to Jackson at the point. Looks to play quickly, but he's outdone by Rogers. Rogers gets around his man, looks to cut inside the dot, puts it across, trying to find Deneko in the middle, but it was too much as Williamson crowds him out, and the Wild turn that one round. Look for the breakout pass, comes off a skate, back against the half-boards again. Coulter into the corner. Joey Coulter, the new coach of the Widnes Wild now. As Gary said in the introduction there, most of them will want to be making an impression name for themselves, put themselves in the shop window to try and move up those lines. There are some players, though, don't get me wrong, that will be comfy where they are and just want to play the game. As Deneko picks that loose pass up again, Mike Deneko right into the, looked like he was going in the glove of Finney. They've managed to clear it around. Gilbert's picked it up on the high. He's got a man in support. Drops it off at Edwards. Back to Gilbert. Edwards has gone down, lost his edge. It was almost textbook. Gilbert still working well, though. Edwards gets support. He's got Taylor. Taylor puts it through. Looking for Gilbert skating in. Kept alive by Riddick in the play. Starting to work the puck around well now. We're starting to see Widnes of what they are actually capable of. Gilbert back to Edwards. Edwards couldn't get it round his man as it was read well by Pywell. Pywell comes down on Taylor, gets round Taylor. Riddick comes straight over, shuts the door on him though. Clears the zone. Scimitars forced all the way down there. Zone 3 set with that one with Howells. Yeardley. Pressured, looks up ice. Scimitars working the way through. Good dispossess there. Turned it around by Harper. Harper going to chase that one up, and this is one of the things we saw about Will Harper. Sometimes he does chase those pucks forward, Gary, and he leaves that back door open.
Yeah, that's the only downfall, I'd say. But the thing is, though, he's bedded in well here quickly at Widnes, so, you know, give him a little bit more time, and I think we'll see good things from him.
Harper on the puck again, under pressure from his former teammates, goes to clear it out. Picked up by Hughes on this far side. The passing, something we've mentioned previously in the commentary, Lee, it's just not been on par recently. And Greaves, just Yeardley off the puck here, I'm just watching now. And Gilbert straight over and pulling Slosley down.
Oh.
Well, a temper's starting to spill over early. We've not seen Joe Greaves for a few weeks.
And guess what?
We're not going to see him for 2 more minutes.
He's in the Fresco environmental friendly box.
Yeah, so Greaves is going to go 2 for roughing. Mr. Ryder calls over Morris and TJ. You see Jackson Edge having a quick word with him.
I'll be surprised that, well, I am surprised that Gilbert didn't get called there for high collaring that guy down, even though it was like in slow motion.
Well, it'll all be told to calm down now. However, it's going to be a Scimitars power play. So how will this PK unit deal with this? 2 minutes on the clock and we're away. As they look to set up, but immediately throw it on net. That came from the point. Round the back of the net. Taken by Hopkins. Say, Jackson goes over. Stays with his man, does well. Barlow sweeping in front, giving him no option to get that puck away. Good play by Jackson's come out with that. And he's just going to dump that forward into 2 now. Looked like Hyde was going to chase that down. He's giving it to Barlow to do. Barlow now on the forward check. Turn around. Wild for the Scimitars on the puck. Sends it forward to Deneko. Let roll for save. Back to Deneko. Beautiful little pass. Gets around Barlow. Deneko has got time and space. What a save, Finney. And you'd have banged your house on Deneko finishing that one. But Finney stands tall. Both netminders coming out with fire today.
Got to be honest, looked like the defence just stood there for a minute.
Yeardley to Morris. Morris takes a shot into the glove of Finney. He's frozen that one up. Ooh. Oh, there was Yeardley there, and Harper's not having that. He goes straight over. We'll see that again in the replay, Lee. What's going on with the Wild defence?
You can just say there's just too much of a gap. Harper's trying to come out and trying to pinch here, leaving the 2-on-1 back door, and he needs to just play either a box, sort something out here. Miles did the smart thing, get a whistle, take a face-off.
Face-off, right-hand side of Finney. 10:21 remains in the period, 53 on the man advantage. Pywell wins the draw to Rushby. Rushby thinks about it, looks to go back door.
Oh.
Big play by Harper there, and he looks to break, he's fed it forward. Hughes tries to get it back to Harper. And now back the other way, it's a two-man rush as Howells under pressure from Harper. Harper drives Howells into the board. Definitely no love lost there. Pywell's managed to play the puck off though, and Sheffield start to set up again. Finney knocks it over the back of his net with the stick. 20 seconds left on the power play. Wide open Howells at the point, shoots into the chest of Finney, and these netminders being tested early. Lee, let's see that replay again.
Again, they're just making that backdoor pass to the wide guy that's just open. You've got a lane, you've got to get in that shooting lane. It's leaving that 2-on-1 on Miles every time.
Face-off will be, again, right-hand side of Finney. Gilbert digs it away, but Pywell follows that through, comes out with it. Sheffield again, as you see the last 10 seconds out of this power play.
Oh, he's missed that.
That's a loose puck, it leaves the zone. And now Rushby sends it backwards. 3, 2, waits for the trapdoor to open. 1, Greaves is back on, 5-on-5. Murray and Rushby collide over on the far side in the corner. Gilbert throws it right through the middle, tried to find Greaves, the high man. Sent easy as you like from the blue line, Deneco into the glove of Finney. Well, that'll give everyone time to calm down, and there's a few words being said there, Pywell and Hughes.
I was about to say, things are starting to get a little bit heated there. I don't think it's going to be long before we see somebody else in the penalty box.
Well, we're going to go down to the Sheffield end. Face-off will be left-hand side of Brandon Stones. Coulter with the draw wins. Lovely play from Barlow. Jackson put a beautiful puck in, but there wasn't a wild stick there. And good work from the Scimitars as they've managed to pull that out. They break away with Parkin. Shot in. Spilt up by Finney, runs across. Right on the open back door. There's not a wild defenseman there. There is Rhys Edwards though, who's managed to reel that in. Gets it back to Jackson. Jackson now holds the puck up, draws the Wild, and the Scimitars in, looking for that space.
If somebody had been there, that was an easy tap-in for someone there.
Lovely play between Edwards and Barlow. Coulter manages to knock it back for Jackson. Jackson sends it back. Lovely pass again. Knows the ring, use the boards. Wild. And it's a two-high man, they've caught. It's a 2-on-1. Great save, Finney. Off the pad, off the blocker. And that one, it's Sam Parkin. Parkin, right now, since he's come on, is causing trouble for the Wild. But I don't think, it's almost like they're having a defensive nightmare, Lee.
I just don't, yeah. TJ's pinching down low, not necessary. He's just left his D-man wide open. And like you say, the little chip off the boards and you're on a breakaway.
Behind the net. Look to set it again. Barlow gets through, past Rushby, great stick away by Stones. Rushby drives him hard into the board. Edwards out in front looking for his man, gets Britton, shot in, Stones spills it up. That's off the face mask. Oh no, it's going to be on Rushby, that's a hooking call.
Well, another one to the box. And it's handed the advantage again to the Wild now. With 7:32 remaining on the clock, it's still Widnes Wild 0. Sheffield Scimitars 0.
Okay, we understand there's been a technical issue with the audio. We do apologise for that. We should be sorted now. As we go for a face-off, and now the power play, the first one of the evening for the Widnes Wild, as Rushby goes to box for hooking. So man advantage, Wild banging on the door. Lee, they've got to get something off this.
I think you need to. I think they've had a few good shots. I think if they can get one here and just settle the nerves a little bit, I think.
Right now, Sheffield doing enough to hold Wild at bay. Gilbert looks up. Played into Harper. Harper Gets round Yardley. Keeps hold of it. Drops it back to Gilbert. Oh, sorry, Hyde. We've got Gilbert there on the far side now. Hyde. Looking round. Rotating. Goal! What a goal, Danny Hyde. He sees the opportunity. Let's see that again, Lee.
Yeah, you can just see they've worked that really well in the corner between Gilbert and Danny. Danny's just looking for that back door back to Gilbert, but Stones hasn't managed to get post to post soon enough, and nice little wraparound goal there from Danny Hyde.
Well, very much against the run of form. It's now Widnes Wild 1, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
Well, that's going to be the start.
It's
For the Wild 1, that could settle them down.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is what they've needed, really. They've just got to play smart hockey and get a goal on the scoreboard, and they've done that. So,
and immediately, Sheffield come flying down at them as Deneko wanted to try and score one back. Rogers going to chase that behind. Can he get it to Deneko? He does so. Deneko into the corner. Sends it back through for Pywell. Pywell shoveling the snow. Finney's down on there. Freezes that one out. See it again in the replay. Deneko in the corner. There's a big slot right in front of the middle.
Yeah, you can just see he's just working around the corner, and it's that 2-on-1 in front of net again. Miles has done well to get a hold of that one.
Face off, gets the play back underway. It's Edwards. Has beaten his man out. It's Edwards all the way. Oh, loses out with the pass. Oh, there's a call. Is that going to be on Edwards? A slashing call, is it? Oh no, it's gone the other way.
Oh.
Well, is that Wild? It is Sean Wild of the Sheffield Scimitars. No sooner have the
Gone back to full strength.
Yeah, Wild scored. He gives them another man advantage again.
Well, can they use it? Wild definitely need to get more points on the board and quickly. It'll settle the nerves down a bit.
Face-off will be left-hand side of Stones' net. Coulter and Sayham for the draw. Coulter wins that one to Barlow at the point. Coulter to Edwards, back to Coulter. Barlow takes a shot deflected from Morris and cleared away by the Scimitars. Finney sends it back round to Coulter. Over to Barlow. That's a slam on then for the offside. Coulter looking for options. He's got Edwards. Decides to give it to Corson Heron. Corson Heron to Barlow. Back to Coulter. Corson Heron in the office to Coulter in the corner. Rotating well, Jackson. Right down the slot as it opened up for him. But he sent it over the bar. Corson Heron's picked it up, recycled it well. We've got a minute left of the power play. Barlow to Edwards. Wild working this well, no reel. Nice. Oh, what absolute beautiful and textbook. Coulter on the back door. Lee, talk us through it.
Absolutely fantastic. Reese is coming up the boards there, TJ 1-2. And you can just see Heron just go Joey back door. Absolute great pass across. Beats all four guys. And Joey's just got an open net. Fantastic.
Well, they're taking advantage of the man being off the ice. And it's now Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
It is worth noting that they look short benched, the Scimitars. I'm looking across now, you've got 5 on the ice. I think I can count maybe another 5. Yeah, 6. So double line hockey for the Sims is what it appears to be. Jackson's going to get that one from Howells. Jackson dumps it in the corner, Yardley gets over there. Gilbert's going to pressure. Williamson does well just to disrupt that, gets it over to Hughes. Hughes got support. The call from Greaves, that was. Deneko holds up. Goes to take the shot, deflected off the leg pads of Greaves. Lovely move from Williamson. Williamson skates forward, he's got support, drops it for Greaves, Greaves fans on it, doesn't quite connect on it, comes away with it, gets it to Gilbert, Gilbert had to think quick. Wild starting to really look comfortable on the puck now. Williamson sends it back, Hughes behind the net. Howells shuts his pass lane off there, goes to find Gilbert and Shirley out in front. And again back the other way with Pywell, Pywell gains his own, dumps it in, stays with his own chase. Greaves shuts the door there. Shot it all the way through traffic. That's going to be a call. It's going to be an interference call, I think. Rushby at the blue line to Wild. Delay penalty. Touched up by Greaves. And no surprise there. It's a late hit, in fact. So once more, Joe Greaves finds himself on those well-worn tracks to the box.
He's like that. Come on, ref. I haven't played much this season.
Mr. Collins.
And I know where you live, you know.
Something tells me he's not on Steve Ryder's Christmas card list.
No, not this year anyway.
Face off, left-hand side of Finney's net to start us off. This break play. So 2 minutes on the clock, assessed to Greaves of the Wild.
Advantage to the Scimitars at the moment.
Barlow's going to chase that one. We know Barlow's got the burners and his legs. However, Sims do well to ride that one out. Morris at the point. Lovely little tip by Barlow, just disrupts it there. Wild looks around.
Ooh.
Good move out in front by Hopkins there. Swung away by Harper as he's dumped it all the way down the other end, and Yeardley is going to have to think quick as Hyde on the forecheck. Hyde hungry for another one. Pressure in Wild now. Yeardley thinks quick, finds Morris. Morris has got to stay in support. Williamson's going to chase him into the corner. No man's land as he's not really got any option there. Sends it round to Say now. Say. As they play it out to Rushby from Dineco. Shot in from Rushby. Say looking for the loose change. Pavini wraps up well. It's hardly with the Sheffield team as they are at the moment. They are a depleted squad, and it's more playing for pride than anything when they're sat bottom.
Yeah.
How hard is it mentally to sometimes get yourself up for those sort of games when it's looking like it's really against you?
Yeah, I think massively. I think they are doing pretty well. I think on their PP, it looks like they're going pretty well. They're moving the puck well across the blue. Wild have just got a nice little diamond shape going on, so I think they're finding it a bit hard to break through. But if they keep going the way they are, I'm sure they're going to cause Wild problems.
Well, 2:42 remaining in the period, 50 seconds on the power play. Face off right-hand side of Miles's net. Good tie-up by Gilbert there as Sheffield come out with the puck. Rushby takes the shot off the skate of Gilbert. Working this puck around again. Shot in, Rushby through traffic, seen late by Finney. Manages to palm it away. And Hughes looked like he was going from the tee box down the fairway there. Instead, sliced it. Cleared it away as Howells sends it over to Rogers. Rogers trying to look for something now, trying to get his Sheffield side up for this. Jackson just puts his stick in away, shuts that one. That leaves his own. Gilbert's going to chase it up with 3 seconds left on the penalty. 2-1, trapdoor opens as Greaves comes back out. Sosley though takes the shot through the yellow shirt. Used them to screen their own netminder. Clever play. And looks like the Wild are just going to want to see this period out, Lee.
Yeah, I think if they can take 2-0 in, I think they'll be happy with the way that the play's gone. I think the start, it could have gone either way, I think, but Wild have settled down and Sheffield are coming into their own, I think, towards the back end.
Greaves plays it around to Edwards to Coulter. Tried to send it back to Edwards. Barlow on the ice now. to Coulter behind. Sends it back. Barlow goes to take some sort of mad tight-angled shot. I don't know what he was thinking there. Matt Barlow, we know he likes putting the puck in the net. Chopping away Barlow at Howells. Can they cause a mistake? Ruddick manages to get it back inside the final minute now. Howells just holding off the pressure from the Wild. Ruddick keeps it alive. Dineco's done him though, and he's breaking forward. Dineco, Harper gets across. 2-on-1. Dineco sends that wide. And it's not to write Sheffield out, because it's Widnes' own mistakes sometimes as they overload the offence that's leaving them wide open.
Yeah, they're trying to pinch on the blue line, I think, and sometimes you've got to read and react whether you can go or not, and they're just getting that a bit mistimed.
Yeah, he's chasing that one back. 30 seconds remains. Edwards on the forecheck. As two of them collide into the corner. Harper sees an opportunity, wants to go himself. Does so. There goes Harper. That's called. That's going to be an offside. And Will Harper, sometimes we think he forgets he's playing defence. 14.8 seconds on the clock. A very much more level-headed and settled in Widnes in the back end of this first period. Has Hyde again, slams the brakes on, sends them all flying right by. Harper off the boards to Hyde. 2-1. There's your buzzer. Lee, a good all-round performance by both teams there, but the Wild slowly settling in.
Yeah, I think, as you say, it was a bit cagey at the start, and Wild come into their own. Those two nice goals, really nice goals. Sheffield, though, like we keep saying, they keep coming in little stints and little bits. Nice little plays, and I'm sure they're going to come into their own as well.
Well, a sensitive and tentative start for the Wild, but they've got 2 goals on the board. They go into the break 2-0 up. Join us after this short break for more action.
Brakes and Sons sponsor the playoffs on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to Planet Ice for this second period in this morally matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Sheffield Scimitars. Wild currently stand at 2-0 up. And it's been a very interesting first period. But before we start talking about that, Ben, do you want to introduce our guest in case anybody's tuned in late?
Yeah, so apologies for the audio issues at the beginning of the show. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it was a situation where I knew we needed somebody a bit special for this game, so I went through my contacts and went to the Sheriff. So next to me for this one is the one and only Mr. Lee Kemp, former Widnes Wild player.
Yes. I thought the Sheriff's was a pizza shop.
No, that's the other place.
Oh, right, okay.
Shut up. Easily confused.
So, Lee, interesting first period for Widnes. A little bit tentative to start with. And it's weird, it's almost like they're very nervous, but it's like I said in the build-up, obviously, people may have not heard it. You're in the shot window for this one. Now, all these players will be wanting to play for Joey Coulter, who's now the Widnes Wild player coach. They'll be wanting to impress him. Would you have been impressed with that first period?
I think I would. I think there's little stages that, you know, again, they're coughing up the puck. Like you mentioned, they may be going a step too far to try and prove to him what they can do. I think if Widnes just kind of play their game, which is just nice and quick, you know, D to D, quick ups, things like that, get
just
the
smart
puck moving.
Hockey, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I think sometimes they're just doing a bit too much, which is coughing up the puck. Sheffield are capitalising, coming down on the odd man breakaways. We've seen 2-on-0s, 2-on-1, 3-on-2s. So if Widnes can cut that out, those little mistakes, and, you know, I'm sure the two will double and triple and maybe go on and on.
Well, we were fortunate on our production team, one of the backroom staff, Pete Sheffield, and myself were lucky enough to go to D-side to watch the Scimitars play them there. And they held themselves pretty well for 2 periods. The Scimitars looked like they could quite easily score given the chance. Is that because D-side are just backing off a little bit, or do you think that they've got the skills to do something?
we've said, even though Sheffield are bottom of the table and maybe 1 point, they are not a bad team.
So you shouldn't write them off?
Not at all. We've mentioned today that they've got guys that can score goals. Pywell,
Rushby.
Yeah, exactly. So they can cause damage. And Miles has had to come up big on a few occasions. He's made some top saves. I think the D-men can step up a little bit more. But that just comes with communication and maybe whatever Joey's saying to the lads in the changing room. But it's not working too bad for Sheffield so far. It's only 2-0 and they can easily come back from this.
Interestingly, around the league, we're looking at the scores at the moment. The scores coming out of D-side. Whitley Warriors 4, D-side Dragons 0.
No surprises there, Ben.
No, Whitley trying to chase down the Solway Sharks at the top of the table. And it's going to be interesting to see because, Gary, correct me if I'm wrong or not, but is our next game here not in fact the Solway Sharks in the league?
It is.
So it'll be interesting to see how the two setups of the Widnes team go against a Solway side as Mr. Ryder takes the middle, drops the puck for the second period of this Scimitars against Wild game.
Mr. Ryder just checking that we've got our cameras on. Yeah, they're on.
He did ask me to say something nice about him before.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't wave any money though, so I'm not interested. I'm joking. As we get back underway.
I'm not.
Puck being moved around with some pace at the moment. Say dumps that in. Jackson forced to chase that back. Morris immediately on him. Say's there looking for the spill up. Gets it. Williamson has to go into play. Britton comes over, supports Morris. They hold that up against the boards, waiting for the whistle. No, comes out in the Wild. Widnes throw that forward. Easily intercepted by the Scimitars. Hyde picks a loose puck up. Has to hold his line there so he doesn't go offside. Dumped in by Corson Heron. Hyde uses his man well. Circling the puck. Loose pass in, that's exactly what you're on about there, Lee. Them silly little mistakes are letting Sheffield in.
Yeah, that's an easy tape to tape. There's no one around him. All he's got to do is have a quick little look up, and that should have been tape to tape.
Morris tries to find Hopkins as he was on the slot. Sent round the boards. Jackson's going to be there for the Wild, though. Jackson can't clear it. Finds Rushby at the point. Body on from Corson Heron. Good test early on of Finney from the corner, but it's come out on a Wild stick as they push forward.
Do you know what, Ben? The warning signs are there from Sheffield.
They
a couple
are.
of times they've had the puck fly across the blue paint area.
There's Pywell. They get it in. Rogers. Dineco. What a save, Finney. Absolute highlight reel stuff there. It was a 3-on-0 pretty much.
Again, they're just trying to bank that board off the puck off the boards, and they're not getting enough on it. Pywell's just pinched off the blue line, and it's a 3-on-2. It's a nice little pass down to Giuseppe. Pulled a nice little move on Miles, and again, Miles has had to come up big for the Wild.
Yeah, Dineco there, really, really testing Finney. Interestingly, that's one of the names that is missing from this list today. Adam Giuseppe not icing for the Widnes Wild. He did ice in that away game at Solihull, however. So, expect we'll see a few changes in the old roster again shortly as we approach the deadline day. Ruddock gets it over to Murray. Murray sends it in. Comes off the board at a weird angle, straight on the side netting. Ruddock again pinches in on Rogers. Spilt up by the Scimitars. Wild chasing the puck again. Comes out with Barlow. Barlow takes it in. Tries to work all the magic himself. Draws all the Scimitars in, and then they clear it down onto the stick of Murray one more time. Quick up from Murray to Barlow. Barlow's just going to reel that in, give himself the space, we know what Barlow likes to do. He likes to give himself a run up. Whoa. Is that an offside? It is.
Bit earlier there on a whistle. I don't know where that offside's come from. I think that was a little mistake there, so they'll go centre ice.
I think the Wild have got to pursue, they've got to chase down the Scimitars and stop them having time on the puck.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right, Gary. I think one of the big things right now we're seeing from the Scimitars is that they've got the energy to chase around pretty much man to man with the Wild. But it's those silly little mistakes when the Wild are just getting too cocky with the puck, and it's costing them. As we can see, the Wild now start to set up again, however, in the Scimitar zone, lose the puck with Hughes. Howell sends it back. It's going to be cut. Sends it forward for Slosley. Cut again. Knocks it forward. Gilbert gets his stick to it. And the Scimitars starting to bleed a few more of the players through now. Into the corner. Greaves gets it behind the net. Wild starts setting something up.
Whoa.
Out in front, Gilbert!
Oh.
Good attempt, what a save, Stones, and a second bite of the cherry in from Hughes. Let's see that one more time.
Greaves behind the net. Gilbert just finds that pocket of space in the house. Nice little pass from Greaves. Good shot, good save by Stones, and then a rebound from Bezzy.
Yeah, great play so far by the Wild as he starts to turn the thumb screws again.
16:31 remaining in the second period. It's still Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 0.
Face off taken quickly. Can't clear the zone. Wild throw that straight back in. Meehan on the puck now. Meehan and Edwards, two young lads playing for the Wild, but they're like bulldogs, man. They just won't let things go, and they can skate and skate for days. However, Morris, call that a warning shot if you will, because the Scimitars are certainly not down and out in this.
Well, 2 goals, easily claw that back if you let them.
Exactly. Wild are feeling confident though, as we're starting to see the likes of Meehan and Armstrong on the ice.
Yeah, nice for the lads to get a bit of ice.
As a defensive man, Lee, that period break, what would you have been saying to them?
Again, I think they look comfortable on the puck, both teams to be fair. I think they either just going to pinch a bit too soon. They need to learn when to pinch and when not to pinch because of these odd man breaks. I think once they get that sorted, I think they'll be fine.
Play read well by Armstrong there, but it was lovely play from the Scimitars as they push forward again. Hughes. But Barlow, sorry, with his new shiny helmet. Barlow looks to drag round his man.
Oh.
Too much.
You can't do it all on your own.
Yeah, we know Matt likes a highlight reel. Meehan now on the forecheck. Sent back for Ushby. Morris clears it to Wild. Big over the top pass for Taylor. Gets it to Meehan on the wing. You can see now they're trying to give some ice time to the young lads, get some experience for them. Williamson had to turn into the cul-de-sac. Jackson quick to react, as say again on the forecheck. Barlow tries to find Corson Heron. Hyde in the middle. Gets it to Hyde. Too much on it, couldn't reel it in. Jackson keeps the play alive, however. Gets it to Hyde. Dineco off the boards, plays it out. Going to be a 2-on-1 situation. Williamson now strung out 3-on-1. And there it is, and that's exactly what you've been talking about, Lee.
Exactly, we
We'll see it again.
TJ kept it in there, but there's just no back checking at all. You got a 3-on-1 here. Nice little pass into the high slot, and yeah, he finishes it off nicely.
And Williamson was hung out to dry there.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do on a 3-on-1. You've got to either play the puck. Miles will probably want the shooter. Williamson's got to just take the 2-on-1, and it's almost impossible in that situation.
14:31 remaining in this second period. It's now Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 1.
Well, I told you, do not write Sheffield out. Maybe this will be the kick up the arse that the Wild need to realise what's going on. And it's going to be a Rodgers goal as Britton drops out back for Corson Heron. Corson Heron looking for the pass. Fans on it, giving it up again. And here come the Scimitars one more time with Dineco down this wing. Cuts inside of Riddick. Sent into the corner for Rodgers. Rodgers now firing his belly. Sent back round for Dineco. Dineco out in front. Shot comes in. And Pywell literally stood there with all the space around him.
Finds that little pocket.
Britton sends that back in. Something around for Howell. They've cleared it down. It's going to be Harper who gets over first for the Wild.
Well, we said it earlier, guys. Give them the chance. No, we'll make it count.
Coulter drops back. Harper. Harper again, caused a mistake and then defends it. Harper just doing too much. Mitchell's trying to watch the high man in cuts. He's managed to get around him now. Cuts takes the shot, and just like that, it's 2-2.
Well.
Wow, let's see that again.
Yeah,
Is this messing around on the blue line?
You mentioned it. They're doing too much here. They get caught on another break.
Mitchell,
and it's a great shot.
Well, Harper is not happy. He's talking to the official.
Well, 13-18 remaining in this second period, and as quick as you like, it's all square. It's Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
That's a scoreline, Gary, I did not have written down.
Well, I did say give them the chance and they'll make it pay, and they certainly are.
You must be kicking yourself being up early.
It's not fun watching. It's really not fun watching.
On the restart, Mr. Rainey's going to drop. Oh, Mr. Ryder's going to have a quick word with the benches. As he's speaking to Coach Osley there. Now, you've just conceded 2 rapid goals like that. What would you be on the bench screaming? Because you wouldn't be saying, you'd be screaming it.
They really need to settle down. I think if there was another quick one here, you'd be taking timeouts, you'd be doing everything to try and slow Sheffield down. I think they've just they got that first goal and they've just got another set of wind behind them. They look like a different team coming out.
Okay, now I'm going to tap on your actual personal experience. That bench of guys over there, are they capable of shutting down this Sheffield side?
100%. 100%. A lot of these boys on the Wild bench, they've been around leagues before. Joey's on the ice now and he's been, higher leagues. He'll get behind the boys. He'll make sure that they're settled down. You've got Gilly on the bench that's going to do the job as well. He'll get them calm and collected and then try and go again.
As the puck drops, we do go again. And Sosley, again, look, it's like we've just started the whole game from the beginning. And I tell you what, out the traps they've come. Sheffield have come to play. It looks scrappy. And we've said this all season, Lee, and you may not agree with us because at one point this did mean you as well. But the Wild all season have been guilty of playing to the level of their opposition.
100%. We used to say that in the changing rooms. I'm not sure if the boys are still saying it now. But we always used to say that we used to, if you're playing, and no disrespect to Sheffield, that lower team, you do drop your game because you do think that you can just coast through. And they're proving it today that you can't coast past a Sheffield team like this. When Wild play someone like a Solway or a Whitley, they up their game and you can see it in the results. And they just need to keep that gear going through because otherwise they're going to get caught on the break and they can lose this game.
Well, Sheffield have certainly done their homework though.
Very much so, Gary. Saying 12:37 remains in this second period. It is YKK Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
Yeah, Mr. Ryder having a quiet word with the captains there. Just making sure that the law is laid down.
Yeah, I think he was just getting a bit chippy on this blue line, a few little late hits going in. And he's just probably telling them to keep their arms down a little bit, I guess.
Face-off gets us back underway and immediately puck is put towards the Sheffield net. Say he's going to scoop that one up. Put it out for Gilbert! Oh. What an opportunity, that's up and out of play. We'll see that one again. It works round with Say here, he gets it, it's a good move. Is that Hughes, Bez Hughes? Yeah. And this is what he does when he's playing forward. He brings that defensive mentality with him as well, and he can cause problems from the front.
He's like a little rascal. He'll keep going and going, Bezzy, and then, again, Gilbert finding that little space in the top of that house. And again, it was a good save from Stones.
And right now, Brandon Stones, certainly one of the standout Sheffield players here. Both teams looking re-energised. Wild now banging on the door, though, as he set up. Harper sends that one round. And that was a big hit on Say. As he looks to line another one up. Harper's just got bullseyes in his eyes today. Go to work on the board. And this is where the dirty hockey is. Grimy, greasy hockey, but it's got to be done. Hyde turns out in that corner. He's ended up giving it away. Hopkins looks forward to get it to Morris. Morris Oh, there's another hip check, and Harper felt that one this time.
Yeah, I think that he was lining that up all day long, but I think Morris just saw that in the corner of his eye and held up a little bit.
Yeah, I think Harper's managed to do himself a mischief on that one. Ryder's put his arm up though. We will see. Could have just winded himself. But it's 11:36 remaining in this second period. It is YKK Widnes Wild 2, Sheffield Scimitars 2. So we'll ask you, since we have you on with us today, Lee. We know you've moved to pastures new. How is life at Peterborough?
It's going well, thanks, yeah. You know, it's a different level of hockey. Step down a level.
But the
boys are
peaches
great.
aren't like they are here, eh?
Definitely not. But no, you know, it's going well. I'm averaging a lot of ice time, getting a few points on the board, and we're getting wins under our belt. We're still going for a treble, League Cup and playoff, so actually, yeah, so not to boat, but yeah, 3 trophies on the line, and hopefully we can get at least 1, maybe 3, which would be nice for us for this year.
Well,
Silverware.
hopefully.
Silverware, something that's missing from the Widnes at the moment.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see you soon, Lee, in action again. It would be great. In the meantime, just a quick catch-up around the league. End of the second period. It's the Whitley Warriors 6, D-side Dragons 0. That is at D-side. And we're back underway here at Widnes. As say, works his magic, takes a shot. You can see all day what he was planning there.
TJ got his stick and just put him off on that.
Hopkins into the corner, looks for support. And this time it's the Wild who are capitalising on the mistakes. Rushby does enough. Corson Heron sent it back, and you start to see it now. The hits are being finished. Hyde holds up, drops it for Corson Heron. Corson Heron taking out the play. Sent into the corner, however, and Rushby, Corson Heron and Rushby. Williamson pinching on Jackson. Hyde come flying in. Ryder steps in though. Britton. Wild turn up ice, Corson Heron through the middle. Shot in, Nathan Britton! Backhand, top shelf over Brandon Stones. Let's see it again.
Great pass here from Hez, right in the middle. Nathan's got the speed coming through on his backhand, top shelf. Stones maybe went down a little bit too early. He probably won that one back, I think.
10:45 in the second period remaining. It's now Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2. Ben, I must say, Lee as well, tape-to-tape passing was a lot better then. You could see they were taking the time, looking for the slot, and opportunity arose, he put it away.
Yeah, TJ from that far blue line just saw Hez in an acre of space. Nice tape-to-tape. Hez just held on to it a little second. Saw Nathan coming through with the speed. Great few little passes there.
They need to continue that though, that's the thing. Sheffield seem to be doing enough just to get them in the way, poke checking them, just stopping it and disrupting anything they're putting together.
Just staying with around the league. It's currently Billingham Stars 3, Nottingham Lions 2, end of the first.
Ooh.
That's an interesting result, as we know Billingham are in that third place, floating around. Oh, and Harper's being taken off for treatment, I assume.
Yeah, I think that's a precautionary thing, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll keep up to date as much as we can with the scores on the doors.
So, can the Wild put some more pressure on that Scimitars net?
Face off in the neutral zone to get us back underway. Scimitars throw it into the Wild zone. Coulter gets that one to Barlow. Tries to play it off the boards to Coulter, and Edwards does so. Edwards to Coulter. Tries to go back to Edwards. Edwards muscles his man out of the way. Sends it round. Coulter now looking for support. Gets it at the opposite point to Murray. Murray puts it back into Edwards. Off the boards behind to Barlow. Reece Edwards has come on leaps and bounds this season. He's certainly not afraid to get in the thick of it.
I think that's his Bradford kind of heritage.
Yeah, they're built differently, the Bradford boys, aren't they?
They definitely do not shy away from anything.
Do you know what? We talked about this off camera and throughout the season. That kid has got the talent now. He's got so much time ahead of him.
He really has. He come in here, a small lad, wanting to prove himself, and I think he's doing that in leaps and bounds.
Name for the future.
Barlow behind the net, gets it out to Riddick at the point. So back to Barlow. You see they're trying to set up out in front.
Oh.
And here come the Sims again on the chase. Looking for that mistake from the Wild, but the Wild looking pretty tight now as Riddick throws it on net. Oh, it's taking a funny bounce. And Wild into the back of Riddick. One eye on that, one off the play, and one eye on the puck. And there's the call. Riddick skates off to the bench.
Must have edges on it, like a 50p piece, that puck.
Well, it bounced nasty, I won't lie.
They were funny bounce in front of Stones, those ones. That's why sometimes as a D-man, just getting over that red line, instead of putting it in the corner, just put a funny one off the goalie, and you never know what can happen.
Face off, left-hand side of Stones. Won by the Wild. Start working that puck around well. Oh, good effort. Another shot on Stones' pads. As the Wild take control of this in the neutral zone. Sent forward. Greaves takes a shot off the blocker of Stones. Wild starting to look settled again on the puck. Taylor sent back round for Greaves as Rushby goes to pickpocket him. Hold him well. Quick change for both sides.
Good,
Can they get there? Scimitars turn it round once more, and here come the Sims with Morris. Morris tests
Good
Finney
shot.
from distance off the blocker, and that's into the net, and that's a souvenir for a fan. We'll see it again though. All the time in the world, you see, he picks it up. Down here, look at the amount of space he's got blue to blue.
The D-men are just backing off far too much, allowing that shot from Morris. And again, maybe a relatively easy one for Miles, but it's a shot nonetheless. And again, maybe just a little mistake from the Wild D-men.
Face-off will be left-hand side of Finney as we get back underway. Wild work the puck out well and clear it.
Got to chase that.
And here come the Scimitars. Morris and Hopkins seem to be the major threats at the moment, and Dineko.
Yeah, he's weaving his way through the team.
Almost took on all five.
Jackson's going to get there first, is he? Yeah. Now Armstrong. Assists that on.
Oh.
Turned around again by the Scimitars with Say. Say taken off the puck by Barlow. Taking the time, looking to draw the Wild out before they go again. Turned around just after the blue line. Finney helps it round for Jackson. Jackson's got Meehan. Decides to send it right through the middle. Knocked on by Hyde. Hyde chases into the corner. Under watch fly howls. Again, Hyde fighting away with Pywell this time in the corner. He's still come out with it. Looking to set something up.
PPA for the Wild coming up.
Finney's gone to the bench as a penalty. Delayed penalty coming up. Working the puck round, 6 man on the ice, what can they do? You see them Meehan just being a nuisance out in front of net.
Oh.
They don't want to interfere with the netminder, but he still manages to get something on that one.
Yeah, there's too many people in the blue paint area there.
Yeah, sometimes too many's too much. There's Hyde there, can Dineko freeze it up? No, it's touched up now as the hit goes in afterwards. Well, see there, a few words being exchanged.
Yeah, Barlow coming a little bit late there. Lucky to maybe get away with that one after a late hit.
Well, we'll see what the call is now. Mr. Ryder's arms up. And it looks like it's going to be Scimitars going to the bench. And that's Oliver Howells. So Howells goes to the bench. 2 minutes for holding.
Well, Dineco pleading with the officials, but to no avail. And then a man down.
Face-off will be.
Too keen there.
Yeah, left-hand side of Stones when we start. And we get going. Sends all the way down the ice. Wild turn that around with Corson Herring as they start working their way back up. Big stretch over the other side to Gilbert. Gilbert holds the puck up, tries to find Hughes skating in. Manages to maintain it, Corson Herring. Backhand pass. And those little no-look backhand passes are the bread and butter that the Scimitars are lapping up at the moment, jumping on.
Yeah, I never get those blind passes, you don't have a clue where they're going. Gilbert was in acres of space on the boards. Again, he should have just held on to it and found the space.
Gilbert, though, works that puck out well. Playing around the dot. In the office, looking for something out in front. Lovely where Corson Herring skating in is Britton. Britton skates all the way in, draws the men in. Shot from Greaves at a distance at the point. Right into the glove of Stones. And it's a good work play. You can see it's all going down low here with Corson Herring. He's quarterbacking this play. Draws them in with that initial fake skate of Britton there, leaving acres of space for Greaves to take the shot.
Well worked PP, that really is. You've got the guy coming round, almost looks like a wraparound, and then you've got, like you say, that you've got that pass back door to Hez and Greaves up top with his laser shot.
Face off right hand side. 5:38 remains in the period. 1:02 on the penalty on the drop. And the Sims have done enough and cleared it out. The other game ongoing in the league tonight, just looking at this Solway against Blackburn, which would be an interesting fixture.
Blackburn always seem to do well when they go up north, to be fair.
We'll get updates on that soon as, again, the Wild send all the way back down towards their own net and forced to chase. Jackson takes his time. Plenty of it. Wild starts stringing some good passes together. However, 15 seconds left on the man advantage. Jackson goes to send it in, comes off Sosley's stick. Back to Barlow. Barlow's got to think quick, 3 seconds left. Trapdoor opens, Howells back on, 5 on 5, that's the power play. Null and void.
Oh!
Out front, Hyde slaps one against the pads of Stones. And here comes Sosley, puts it into acres of space and allows these Scimitars to skate onto that. Edwards gets there first for the Wild. Morris tangles up back with Edwards. Edwards still for the Wild.
Whoa.
Gets round Dineco, lovely bit of skill. Gets round Sosley. Does all the work, drops it back for Coulter, and Dineco intercepts it instead. Coulter out in front of Edwards, who's placed in the right place, couldn't control the pass though. Dineco's going to jump on the loose pass. Door slammed shut by Taylor. Barlow's got support, sends in Gilbert, and Hughes just not wise to that one. And Wild for these Scimitars now, sends it forward. Hughes reads that one well, gets over, sends it back in, allows Widnes time to face up.
I think that's the thing, isn't it, guys? It's Widnes have got to try and shut down any Sheffield players that they're trying to put together, keep them penned in their own end.
And that one up and out of play into the crowd. Would it be fair to say, Lee, that part of today's game plan for the Wild should have been playing half ice hockey? We really shouldn't have been seeing anything from Sheffield in the Widnes zone.
I think that's what they would have liked.
Yeah.
You know, and again, if they maybe move that puck a little bit quicker, I think they'll catch Sheffield out of what they're trying to do and their game plan. I think, like we mentioned, Widnes are just getting a bit drawn in. we've got some wavered passes, and they're trying to little like force plays and force them. And if it works well, they shouldn't really be needing to do that, but we'll see.
It was Gilbert now out in front, takes a shot to come off Stones. Good seal on the pipe. Tied on the side netting now. Scimitars come out with that one. Taylor keeps it alive again, puts it in through the traffic.
Oh. And that's what we're looking for, isn't it?
Bezzy going for the spectacular back door.
Working this round well now. Hughes looks like he's having a field day playing forward. And you can tell he really gets up for these games. We've had Bez in front of the camera recently. You can see the passion when he talks about the team, but this time it's Rogers who gets a shot off. There's going to be a call coming. It's going to be against the Wild. There goes Stones to the bench, touched up by Hughes. That should have been the blown whistle.
Yeah, not really in possession of the puck there, Bezzy. I think if he tried a little bit harder, that whistle would have gone.
Taylor's going to do it there. They're going to take the face off. 2 minutes 11. It's going to be Mitchell go in the box.
Well, 2 minutes 11 remaining in the period, as Ben's just stated. Widnes 1 goal better, standing at 3-2. And now they've just given the advantage over to Sheffield.
It's got a 2-2 here.
Is it elbowing? 2+2, that's interesting.
Oh dear.
So that's going to take either Mitchell out the game for 4 minutes, or they're going to, no, they're not going to send anyone else over. I think they'll see the period out, and they do so with Hyde throwing that forward onto the net of Stones. What attempted cross-checking was that? Oh, butt ending. Ooh.
Oh, that's not good.
Be a dangerous one.
Oh, there's a breakaway for Barlow. Couldn't quite get there. We know he's got the burners.
Play by Stones.
Yeah, Hyde. Sent it back to Barlow, and they're just chewing the clock up well. So a 4-minute penalty served to Mitchell for attempted butt ending of the Wild. And this is certainly going to give the Scimitars advantage now, as even if they can't score within the remaining 124. Hyde has managed to get a breakaway for Barlow again. Barlow's through. Shot. Stone stands tall again. Shake of the head from Matty Barlow, and he's off the puck. He's put a hit on Say. Nothing's called, however. Morris. Say drops it for Hopkins. Hopkins to Say again. Say's going to try and squeeze it in. He's wiped out the play. Say's still going. Williamson's lost his stick. Isaac Say is being an absolute nuisance at the moment for the Wild.
Oh.
Puck comes sailing in, and in that crowded area there, Finney did enough to see it. There's a minute left. Hits are starting to go in. Tempers are starting to flare. I think we've got a feisty third on our hands, guys.
I think it could be.
You see now, as Yeardley puts it in, straight into the glove of Finney. He just lets that run. Riddick sends it back out. A weird bounce sends it right back into the middle of the ice. Favourable for the Wild, though. Shot in from Hughes.
Oh, no one to follow it up.
And that was sitting right there for the rebound. Back the other way. Let's not forget, this is a power play in favour of the Scimitars.
Should see that through now.
10 seconds remain. And the Scimitars are going to start with a 1:40 roughly power play as the puck trickles down onto Finney's stick. 1:49 is what they're going to start with. Lee, still a lot of things to learn and take away from that.
Really is. Again, the 2 goals for Sheffield were wild mistakes. Nice goal by Britain to put them back in the lead, but Sheffield are not out of this game at all. Brendan Stones has made some great saves to keep him in this. And as you say, I think this third period is going to be a bit feisty one. 1:49 on some fresh ice, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, an interesting second period. Few goals to boot. And it stands with Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2. Join us right after this short break.
Sprakes and Sons sponsor the playoffs on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to Planet Ice for this third and hopefully final period here for the Morley matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Sheffield Scimitars. Score currently stands at Wild 3, Scimitars 2. I'm joined up here in the commentary booth, of course, by my cohort Ben Lee and ex-Widnes Wild defensive man Lee Kemp. Lee, what do you reckon went on in that dressing room?
What have you just been down and said? That's more like it.
Honestly, just saying to the boys, you need to calm down a little bit. Certain situations, as we've mentioned before, I think they're just getting a bit caught up, trying a bit too hard, and just need to go back to basics, I think, and they'll be fine.
Well, the interesting thing is, though, I know you're up here with us in the commentary booth, but you see it from a different perspective, don't you?
Yeah, really, you really do. You see a lot more. Obviously, down at bench level, you can see what you think you see, but up here you've got a right good view, and when you could be playing these D2Ds quick up to the guy coming low, you know, the centre that's curling on the blue line, you can see it a lot better from up here than ice level, so that's quite interesting to see.
So maybe something for the future, the coaching staff need to get somebody up here.
It's definitely one to look into.
Just interestingly, as we wait to restart action here for the third period, a quick trip around the league. It was a late face-off up at the Dumfries Ice Bowl, so it currently stands Solway Sharks 0, Blackburn Hawks 0. You can listen to commentary on that one. It is being provided by Sharks Radio on their podcast, so if you head over to their page, you'll be able to listen to the audio of that one. Currently over at D-side, though, well, they poked the bears. They managed to get 2 goals, and the Warriors decided to open up on them. It's currently 10-2. Whitley.
See, that's what happens when they find the key for the locker room door and they get out.
I like that one.
And then end of the second, it's currently Billingham Stars 6, Nottingham Lions 2.
Well, no surprises there. We know Billingham are chasing for a post-season hockey.
I think that might be a bit hard on Nottingham. I don't think they've even had a game in about a month.
Yeah, they've been out because of a lot of the players on international duties.
Yeah.
Interestingly, though, we start this third and final period with the Sheffield Scimitars on the power play. That carryover penalty on Mitchell for the attempted butt ending. Ryder holds up Barlow and Say on the draw. Away we go, and Scimitars going to come out firing on all cylinders, you can guarantee.
Spectacular puck drop by Ryder.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Good technique.
You, sir.
However, Widnes trying to upset the plans already. Shot in from hide into the glove of Stones. Gives it up to Say. Doesn't want to freeze the play out. Clever, really, considering they've got the man advantage. Wild to Say. He's taken out the play by Williamson. Hopkins tries to stop that going all the way. Pinched in by the defenseman Yardley. Helps Morris on the board. Say now again. Behind the net for Williamson to clear. Kept alive by the Scimitars. Clock ticking away though on the man advantage. 1:05 left on the power play, and they finally clear the zone. Quick change for the Wild. There's Barlow, the high man. Looking for a quick up now. Morris down this wing again. Yardley takes the shot down the throat of Finney, and he keeps hold of that one with 41 seconds left.
Yeah, you can see Morris just coming down on the left here, and he just stops up, waits for everyone to join in, pass on the blue line. Good shot, maybe just wanted a bit more traffic in front of net. Miles could see that all the way.
Yeah, more desperation, I think, that one. However, let's not take anything away from Sheffield. Ooh. As they could drag this one to an overtime game.
Oh, you've said it now.
Yeah, they put the mockers on it. And what?
I've got my tea in the oven. I need to get that.
Rushby for the Scimitars. Turns up ice. Finds Deneko. Deneko, 18 seconds left on the power play. Scimitars gain the zone. Set up. Howells.
Oh,
coming off the body of Hughes.
Yeah, he got in the lane well then, Besley.
Rushby, and again, this time it's in the throat of Finney, and they're all over them when it comes to shutting them down.
They're just holding up the play well, Sheffield, there. They go pressure in there. Nice little backhand pass up to the point. And a good shot in. He had the traffic in front of net with Pywell. So it was a good shot on Miles.
Well, next goal is vital either way.
Second left on the power play. Mitchell chomping at the bit on the trapdoor. Puck drops. Mitchell's door opens. Back to 5-on-5 as Wild shoots again. This time into the glove of Finney.
You can just see Miles here. He reads that really well. Once the pass comes across the blue line here, he's already at the top of his crease, narrowing those angles down.
18:06 in this third period remaining. It's still Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2.
Right hand side of Finney's net gets us back underway from the dot. Shot in this time from Wild off the leg pad to Finney. Sheffield not down and out by any means. I'll keep saying it because they've got energy where you think they shouldn't have. Oh, Parkin couldn't reel that one in. Barlow plays it over to Edwards. Edwards drops to Coulter. Coulter. Pass call from Barlow. Great save. What the flow. Stones is split and has got into the split. Barlow's put the net back on the mooring after crashing into them. Up the other end though, Parkin takes a shot. It's spilt up. Sheffield now looking to set themselves up in the Wild zone again.
Oh, we've got an arm up.
Yeah, I think that's Harper there for a hook.
And it is. Harper already knows he's skating to the box. Good to see Harper back on the ISO. Stones stretching that one out. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you.
So no sooner had they got levelled up, and now the Wild again, a man down.
And there it is, 2 minutes for hooking.
They can't keep giving the Sheffield Scimitars.
Oh. The coach. When to say or do something then with the netminder.
I think Stones just looks like he might have pulled up a bit on that stretch pass that he did back door. He was just stretching it out a minute ago, so I'm not quite sure if that's a groin.
Well, the head coach had been pulled immediately for that one. Play resumes though. Could we see Nick Winters get a bit of game time? Morris going off the back of Hughes' skate. Wild behind the net, looking for support. Looking to play it out. Gets it to Morris at the point. Morris winds up. Feints a shot, drops it to Wild. Wild shoots. And there it is! Well, same as the screen on that one. It falls to Morris in the crease. Let's see it again.
Morris at the top, just fakes that pass, goes back again. Good shot from Wild. Good traffic in front.
Yeah.
Hopkins, I think it is there. Just in that house again.
And well, just like that, it's now YKK Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 3. I warned you.
Your fault, Ben.
I warned you.
I'm going to have to phone up the wife and tell her that. Put me bussies on ice.
16:53 left in this game, and the Scimitars out to prove a point. And what a ripple across the league this would send.
I think Sheffield just really suits small ice.
With the team they've got at the moment playing two-man Iron Man hockey, because that's what it is. Yes, I agree. They've come to the perfect rink, and they've caught a Wild team.
A wounded animal?
A little bit, but they've done it to themselves as well. Wounded, cautious, and overconfident at times. Corson Heron, puts his body in the way of that one. Picked up there by Howells. Sends it back, creates a room.
He's having a good game.
Yeah, Hopkins. He's lost out there. Hyde, he's got an opportunity. Body's thrown at the puck. Words being exchanged. This certainly is not over. As Greaves is on the ice now, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think that goal's sparked it off.
Pywell put it across the face of goal then. Daneko in the corner, keeps it alive. So up to a point, and now the Wild just seem to be standing still at times, Lee. That's not right. You should never be just stood still.
Reeves in the corner there, he did really well to win the puck back and then just stopped moving his feet. he's almost drawing that pressure on, and then he's having to gain that speed up again from the starting position, and it's almost impossible. We've got another call here.
Gilbert. As it looks like another delayed call. The arm goes up. Finney to the bench. Out in front. What an effort that was. Coulter, you headed off the pads. Still going. They've got it all the way over to Ruddock. Ruddock takes his time. Puts it back across. It's touched up by Sheffield. 14:52. And we'll find out what this one is. It's on Deneko, who's not happy with Mr. Ryder on that one. So Deneko's being sent the box.
And we'll get the call.
2-2 interference. Okay, we'll wait for the official call now. And there's game. Oh, well, abuse of an official.
He had to be careful there.
Misconduct penalty. And he's gone. That's a game penalty. So that's going to be a big advantage to the Widnes Wild now. That's a 10.
He wasn't happy as soon as the arm went up. He was almost standing in Ryder's face. Wasn't happy with the call. Wouldn't have been surprised if at least the misconduct didn't come out of that.
Yeah. 10-minute misconduct. Well, that's going to be him for the game. So the game misconduct means he's riled his Deneko, slamming his stick against the glass.
Not happy.
I've got a feeling that's a one-way trip to the showers.
I think they're going to have someone else in the box here to come and sit this 10. To sit the 2-2. Joseko has to sit his 10, but they should have someone else in the box here.
They should. I think Mr. Ryder's having a word with Morris now.
Yeah. Morris is just telling him to...
yeah, here comes the other skater now.
Button it. Do you know what? I hate to be the other skater.
We like to call them the Ken Armstrong. Well, that's an internal joke. We shouldn't say that.
Used to love Kenny for doing that. He'd always be the first one to put his hand up for it.
I'll do it.
A bit of ice time.
Yeah.
2 seconds across. We're back underway anyway. The 2 minutes shows on the clock. Widnes have got the man advantage for the 2 minutes. But the major being served to Deneko for the misconduct is the talking point at the moment, because just when you thought Sheffield were really in it, that could have been the swinging point of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely tilted the ice in favour of Widnes now.
It's a big player for Sheffield to miss as well.
Starting to work the puck around all the Wild. Looking for that opportunity to really kill the game off. Oh, you can see it there. Coulter couldn't get the puck where he wanted it on his stick, couldn't quite get it on the toe. Barlow gets that played across. Edwards plays it to Corson Heron behind the boards. Again, Coulter with the no look to Barlow, read it well. It's come off Morris, and there goes the little breakaway. Morris going to do what well he can to try and drag this in. Morris goes to go backhand, and somehow Finney gets enough on it to send it over, and that could have been a sucker punch.
That's a great save by Miles.
Edwards fancies his chances, shoots, sends wide. Barlow's going to pick up the loose puck. 34 seconds left on the initial penalty of the interference call. Gilbert on the puck, inside the dock, gets the Barlow. Barlow winds it up with a sweet spot. I thought that had gone in there, but it was off the side netting.
So did all the crowd.
You see there, Barlow's got a sweet spot on his stick he has to get it from. And a loose puck there, we've seen them go in this season.
Yeah.
Dived on by Stones. See it again, Lee.
Yeah, Barlow on the right-hand side here. He could have done that 1T a little bit earlier. Herring just in that high slot again. Unlucky with the pass there from Reese, he just couldn't find a way through.
13:08 remains in this game. 16 seconds on the interference penalty served to Michael Dineco of the Sheffield Scimitars. Gives the man advantage to the Widnes Wild. However, Sheffield riding it out so far, not letting the Wild in. And still very much so in the game. And wait for it, Gary, because here's Greaves sat on the blue line. The inevitable taps are coming. As Harper takes a shot, cuts, comes onto the ice as the initial penalty finishes off. We're back to 5-on-5. We'll see it again now. Taken quickly, sent up ice.
That drop pass was on for Greavesy there. He's gone for a shot there, and again, routine save by Stones, sending into the rafters.
So 5-on-5 hockey with Dineco sitting the major. Coulter in for the draw, good tie up. And it's however he's come out with it though. Riddick, lovely shot in from the points, but all day, easy save for Stones. We'll see it again.
Yeah, again, just the traffic's just not there by Reese. He goes behind the net instead of probably just staying in front of the net. And again, Stones is just going to gobble them all day.
Well, we'll redo. This time Wild of the Scimitars wins the puck. They drag it forward, and they've gained the neutral zone at least, into the Wild zone, all the way. Goes to go all the way, does cuts. And what a play that was.
Nice little move there past the D-man. I think it was Murray.
Parking into the corner. Wild trying to clear the zone. Riddick plays it out. Lost his stick, Rushby. So instead he'll play some foot puck.
It's down there. Nice.
And that's come now, but I'm just watching the afters in front of the bench there. Edwards chasing that one down. Sheffield looking for a quick up in the middle. Miscommunication, sends the pass behind, and Edwards has scooped that one up. Edwards puts it across the right in front of Stones, but he feels comfortable to leave it. Williamson finds Britton. Britton's got Edwards in the middle.
Nice
pass Edwards! Edwards! And it's in! Well, Stones thought he'd done enough, but Reese Edwards, let's see it again. What a goal that was.
I've not seen the light come on.
There, it's a flash. It looks like it's going to roll, and it almost rolls round. Oh, and they're testing the light now. I think the bulb's gone.
Great pass by Nathan Britton though on a 2-on-1. I think it was just a lazy change by Sheffield on the far side. They got caught on that odd man rush, and just a nice little chip through by Nath through to Reese, and he's just finished that well.
And it's given the Widnes Wild breathing room. It's now YKK Widnes Wild 4, Sheffield Scimitars 3. Gary, could you have seen that one coming?
No, because the lights weren't on, but it's all part of the energy. Oh, hello. All parts of the energy saving, I think. But nevertheless, it's given a little bit of fire into the Widnes Wild belly.
There's Britton, comes down on Howells with some venom. Drops it back for Hyde. And Widnes actually look like they want to put the job to bed now.
Yeah, I think they need to come out hard here and probably just get up by maybe a couple of goals, because Sheffield still look dangerous on the break.
Corson Heron against the half-board, looks around. Hyde into the middle. Jackson defended well by his man, and here comes Say for the Scimitars. Isaac Say goes to take one, he come off the side net and high. It was a very, very tight angle, but he still managed to get something on it. Players lost the glove right in the crease there. That one up and down into the glove of Stones. Quick wholesale change. Rushby sends it forward. Scimitars look up ice. Mitchell's going to get around there first though. Widnes trying to clear the zone. Sims doing enough to keep it in. Some lovely pass play again as they break out. Hughes and Gilbert. Oh, good effort. Mitchell keeps it in for the Wild. Sends back towards Stones, who puts it in the corner. Rushby's going to be there. Mitchell again at the point for the Wild. Shot through, deflected out, and Stones not wrapping these up now. A lot of loose change flying round, but there's not a Widnes player there to sweep it in.
Yeah, it's, I I think that's the problem. There's just been no backup really. As the official just looks at the.
Yes. Stone still looks in a bit of discomfort there.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's looking like he's troubled a little bit. And yeah, I think the signal's just gone from the referee.
I'm just looking now to see what's going to happen.
Did you check if he's all right?
Yeah, I think it's Nick Winters is the backup netminder. No, he's all good to continue. So face off right-hand side of Stones' net. Scimitars do well to fight and try and clear the zone. However, Murray,
still not gone.
Yeah, Murray's doing an outstanding job with Greaves on that point.
And
Keeping the pin in, but here they come and they're broken with three. It's Pywell. Drops it to Rogers. Rogers. Great play, Jack Murray there. It was all over Rogers. Now the Wild look to turn up ice and go again. Loose puck right through the...
Nobody there.
Yeah, the middle there. That's Oliver Wagg wearing the 50 shirt. Hughes fancies his chances off the skate of Gilbert. Still Hughes, gets it to Gilbert. Gilbert to Riddick. After Gilbert. Greaves calling for it out in front. Greaves.
Ooh.
Put a quick one on. Gilbert towards net. Pretty much shoot on sight at the moment.
Yeah, wow, this line's looking dangerous for the Wild. They're working that system quite well down low. Nice little triangle going on.
Greaves gets tied up with Howells. And here come the Scimitars with cuts. Takes the shot, that goes up and out of play. We'll see it again. A little tie up there with Greaves, but the Scimitars pick that puck up, takes the shot.
Good little stick there by Murray again in defence, just to send that up into the netting.
8:15 remains in the game. Wild only in this by a goal. This could still go either way as Edwards looks to tip that around his man. Sean Wild of the Scimitars. Edwards again gets it forward to Barlow. There's Barlow and Coulter. Coulter gains his own, drops it for Barlow. Barlow around the dot, drops it back in the middle for Coulter. Redwell, Parkins there, knocked it forward for Cuts. Cuts leaves the puck behind. Jackson can't get it. Barlow ends up throwing it back in. It's going to be run around for Edwards to get there. Edwards lets it go. Coulter sends it back in. Williamson into the corner for the Wild. Picked up by Sean Wild. Turned out. And here come the Scimitars, gain the zone. Harkin takes the shot on, spilt up. Well, came off Finney at an awkward angle, and it was Williamson who was there to save the day.
Yeah, that just landed. Good save by Miles, but it just fed through a little bit, and just Williamson cleaned it off the line there.
And I have said it this season, Lee, Williamson has been probably one of the standout players for the Wild. Now, you've had the pleasure of playing alongside him. What's it like? How well does he read the game?
He's been an absolute great signing from Alty. He's one of those guys where, for me, because I'm a stay-at-home D-man, I could just stay there, let him do all the work kind of pretty much, and then I would always be there to sweep up behind him and he behind me. It's just great partnership. He works well with whoever he's paired with.
Oh, tempers are starting
yeah,
to
I'm
fray
watching Barlow and Rushby there.
Oh.
There's definitely an arm up. It's going to be with Barlow and Rushby. Rushby's the one who gets called for cross-checking.
And again, Sheffield handing the advantage to the Widnes Wild.
Yeah, this is just late in the third. Gas tank starting to drain.
Yeah. Oh, I want a quick word with you.
See, just, yeah. Daneko's just having a word with the ref again, and he's already got a 10. He's just been the silly boy there, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Daneko's been sent the showers.
Well, you know the official won't stand for it. And now that's the end of his game.
You see plenty of smiling faces on the Wild bench there. Already depleted numbers, though. They can't be affording things like that.
Have Sheffield shot themselves in the foot here, Lee?
Yeah, definitely.
I generally think they have. I think that was a silly call by Daneko there. He's one of their main guys, and as we saw, he was feeding the goals. So it was a silly call, and he shouldn't have done it.
Gilbert, and that's run out. So, back on the man advantage. This being said to Rushby, 2 minutes for the cross-check. However, we are in a situation where we've also lost Deneco out the bin on the major for another abuse of the official misconduct, which now means he has gone. Been ejected from the game. And that puck sends all the way down. And to be fair now, yes, it's only a goal and it could come at any time out of nowhere, especially with the way the game's been going. But are the Scimitars thinking about damage limitation?
I think it's maybe a bit too early. There's still 5 minutes, but if Wild can get one on this PP, maybe. If they don't capitalise here, as we've seen before, I don't think we can rule Sheffield out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
High down front with the rebound.
Wild definitely need another goal, so they've got a bit of breathing space.
Again, Greaves winding up with them big ones, and he's let it go. It's out the zone. Hopkins then, well, Britton had to come in to rescue. Turn around quickly for Gilbert. Greaves screaming for it. Gilbert, the option there. Sent to row Z. Mikey's not going to be happy with that one.
Nah, he probably wanted that a bit on target there.
Yeah, we'll see it again now. Greaves, though, he loves them pucks, doesn't he?
He loves those stick taps. Nice little pass from Danny Hayde, back door to Gilbert. Maybe bobbling puck, who knows.
36 seconds left on the power play. 5:15 in the game. Mr. Ryder just having a quiet word there with his line judges. Face-off gets us back underway. Wild setting him up. Working the puck around well with Edwards. Sends it back to Barlow. Barlow goes to Jackson on the blue. Jackson back to Barlow. Wait for Edwards to come back round. As he starts cycling through again. Wild manages to get his stick on that. Edwards tried to go out in front. It's only gone as far as Jackson, who calmly puts it back to Corson Herron. This is exactly what the Wild need to be doing now. Just slowing it down, playing the game at their pace. So, Rushby's back on as the power play runs out, and that was quick.
Yeah, where'd the time go there?
But that also shows you how quick the rest of this period can go, Gary. It's 4 minutes odd left. Shot comes in from Coulter. Cleared down. Coulter's going to be down the halfway line to pick that up. 4:20 is what it shows. 4:16 as we tick away quickly. Edwards holds his line. Barlow drops it for Corson Herron. Corson Herron through to Edwards. Looking for the tip in out front. Great play, that. Absolute textbook. You start to see now a few things that have been worked on coming to fruition.
Wild look like they're passing the puck really quick now, trying to catch Sheffield flat-footed.
Another shot comes in, spilt up and out from Barlow. And now the Scimitars have got hold of the puck.
They just want to catch their breath.
Gilbert sends it back. Again, Gilbert of the Wild, 3:30 left in the game. Gilbert sends it out to the point. Shot in from Hughes. Greaves is there for the rebound. Gilbert scooped that up, looks to try it. Yeah, it's gone through traffic down onto Yardley's stick. And that's going to go all the way down to the Widnes end. Murray gets there first. 3:05 now in the period.
Oh!
Given off for Wags. Wags takes an effort. Comes off the pads.
He was too casual with that shot then.
Finney, and now Finney being tested. This is not where the Wild need to be. Wag chases that round. Pywell's going to get there first. Good battling shoes with Pywell and Murray. On the board. Scimitars come out with it one more time. Just looking quickly down the ice there. Stones look like he was readjusting his equipment. Hughes, great pass to... Well, it was a great pass to Greaves. and then it all fizzled out. Yardley, you've kind of got to feel, do Sheffield pull the netminder?
I was just debating whether they might be thinking about it. 2 minutes left. Normally it's a minute and a half or so. And
You've
teams
got
start
nothing
thinking,
to lose here, really, have you? You'd either go to overtime or you're going to lose anyway.
Exactly.
2 minutes remain. Corson Heron picks the puck up to Hyde. Hyde in the office there. Loses it for a second. Regains control. Howells. Again with Dan Hyde of the Wild. Corson Heron, they're looking out in front for possible options as they work it amongst themselves. They found an option in Britton. He takes a shot right in the mask of Stones, but he plays on. Again, Britton jumps. Oh, he jumps on that one. He's on the stick of Britton as well, Stones, but he's done what he needs to do. We'll see it again, the replay there.
You just see Nathan, that high house again. Good shot, good little pressure. Brendan jumps on it. I think Sheffield just need to get down the other end as quick as they can. Maybe think about pulling.
1:25 in this game, and they've called a timeout. Well, this is going to be it now, isn't it, Lee?
I think it will. I think they're going to try and draw something up here because the face-off's in their end. They're going to have to try and win this face-off, try and get down over the red line at least, and then we maybe see Stones just skate to the net, skate to the bench.
It's going to be interesting. You kind of look now and you're like, well, who's the guy's going to be out there? The way things have been going at the moment, Rogers, Hopkins, Rushby, Wild, Morris, Say, and then I might pull on maybe Wag because he's been causing a bit of a nuisance.
He's not been too bad. I think obviously they're going to call on the most experienced guys there, just try and see what they can do with this 1:25 left in the game.
Well, Widnes certainly won't want to go into overtime against the Scimitars, but you've got to hand it to the Scimitars. They've given a good game here. They've made it difficult for Widnes Wild.
Yeah, all the Wild too distracted with other things.
Possibly, it's possible.
Maybe the off-ice thing may be an issue.
And then Sims have literally just come and benefited on that. We'll find out as play resumes with Barlow behind the net. Let's bear in mind, though, it is the Wild that are the goal up, so they would win this game. Out in front, Coulter, what a save, Stones. Yardley's going to get over there. Wild needs to beat out his man in the form of Edwards. Can he? The answer to that is no, he can't. They've cleared it. Right, here we go. One eye on Stones. Winters looks like he's ready to open that trapdoor.
You've got to get this puck.
They have, but here come the Wild again with Coulter inside the final minute. Coulter and Edwards gets it to Edwards. Edwards back. What a beautiful goal! And that's how you seal the deal. Let's see it again, Lee.
Little off here by Joey. Nice little pass to Reese. That touch there is fantastic.
That was dirty.
Absolutely. I don't know if he saw Barlow coming in back there, but that's a great little touch.
Well, just as you think overtime could be looming, it's now Widnes Wild 5, Sheffield Scimitars 3.
Well, Stones looks like he's had everything taken out of him. He looks dejected. He shakes his head. He should be proud. He's held his head. Well, he stood his own today against the Wild side that, might not have been firing on all cylinders, but certainly boast some firepower.
He's had an absolutely fantastic game, Stone. He's pulled off some outrageous saves, and Wild maybe could have been up 8-9 by now.
Oh, that's a big one in the middle of Greaves and Slosley.
Again, that's just silly. 5-3 up here. You're just handing it to them.
Joe Greaves looked like he got something in the face, which is why he went after Slosley. Tries to skate to the bench. Last time we were here, we saw Slosley drop him with Edwards.
I think he's saying he got a high stick off the face-off there.
Oh well, he's certainly not happy with that one.
Well, you may as well go off the ice with only 42 seconds remaining.
Yeah, quickly as we look around as well, it finished Dragons 2, Warriors 10. So that's a result that's come in there.
That's a result that the Scimitars will be glad of, in a way.
It's 1-0 Sharks, end of the first.
Wow.
So it looks like Blackburn are holding their own up there against them.
Lee said that, didn't you?
They always seem to do well up in Solway.
It's a 10-minute on Greaves. Well, make it out what you will. And it's 8-2 Stars against the Lions. That's going to finish that way by the look of it.
Yeah, I think Nottingham might have just come up short there. Maybe tired legs got them in the third.
Rusby takes a shot.
Whoa.
Away. That's going to be redone, however.
But that should be a warning for the Wild there.
Yeah, Scimitars happy to accept defeat, but not without going down fighting. So, Greaves has left to go to the locker room. However, Meehan is sitting the penalty. Face off again. More formalities now for the Wild. However, Scimitars still fancying the chances. 30 seconds left. Can they get a consolation goal?
I think I would have pulled stones on that one, if I'm honest, and would have gone a 6-on-4 there.
Yeah.
You're already on a 5-on-4 with 50-odd seconds left. As you've said before, you might as well just go for that situation.
To walk away from the Wild with a single goal loss versus 2, you know, it still sends signals. 7 seconds left, 6, they shoot.
Ooh.
It spills up, look like he's his own player. That's going to clear that one as Hughes is going to have a final shot on net. A calm as you like into the glove of Stones. Well, Lee, it was a hell of a game, and you feel like it could have gone either way. In the end, though, the Wild took the time, but they settled into it, and then they started showing the Scimitars what they can actually do.
I think obviously maybe that superior team. I think it proved on some of those goals it was really nice, and yeah, I think Sheffield really liked that game tonight. I think they could have come away with something going into that third period. I think Widnes obviously just stepped up a gear and come away with the 2 points, which is the main thing out of that.
Yeah, you know, that the 2 points there are more of a confidence builder, I'd say, for the Wild coming back into that one. New systems in play tonight, new formations, new lines. 2 points, you can't argue with that, Gary.
Well, the thing is, you see, we said this before, the Wild needed to come out and get a result tonight because they need, the league is important to them. We know they got knocked out the cup and convincingly by Solway. But if you want to keep in with the run for that post-season hockey,
Yeah.
You're fighting for a fourth spot, and as we've already heard, Birmingham looks like they're winning tonight. You've got to get the results, they've got to count. It doesn't matter who you play, but when you've got teams like Sheffield who are fighting away at the bottom, don't want to finish bottom, and they play like that, like they did tonight, you can't take anything for granted. You said it early on. You've got to come in with your A game, and you've got to play it. You can't just think it's going to be an easy game. Let's just take it easy, put a few things together, a few goals on, and we're sorted. And it's shown it tonight. Scimitars can give you a game.
Yeah, I mean, you said it at the beginning as well. All season, Wild have been, one of the biggest detriments has been they play to the level of their opposition, and then it's only after a few goals go in that they suddenly wake up and start playing their own hockey. What do you think needs to happen now for that to change?
Just start from the get-go. When I was obviously here, we always used to say maybe that first 5 minutes we never really started great at all. You know, we'd always allow that pressure to come onto us. We'd always probably concede that first goal, which then made you always chase that game. So I think going on forward, as you mentioned, you can't take any team lightly in this league, regardless if it's Solway, Whitley or Sheffield, even Nottingham nowadays.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, the boys will just look at, as soon as that puck drops, start off. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Try and get that first goal and build from there.
Well, we'll see, because obviously change of coach, a few changes, which we said may be part of the reason why things are a little bit unsettled. Maybe tonight's the first setting stone for them.
Start bedding it down.
They'll go, right, okay, look, we've put that one to bed. We've got the next game coming up, which is Solway. We know what we need to do against them.
Yeah.
You've already said it countless times to us today. You know what needs to be done there. Let's try and get a result, because Widnes have always been a thorn in the side for Solway.
It's almost a bogey team. We've said it before, and we said it in that playoff game. We thought Widnes could have been the banana skin to Solway on that one. However, it just proved that too much work had already been done up at Solway, and they were chasing a big game from the puck drop here. Obviously, next week it's all square. It's 0-0. It's for the league. Solway are pretty much running away with that. But does that mean they're complacent? That old word that creeps in here and drop the puck, complacency. Who knows?
And we always say it as well. It depends on how you come into the January after the Christmas break. How your team perform. Have you gone lazy? Have you had too many mince pies? We know how it works, but it's how that team comes out in that second part of the season and sets the stone ready for going on towards the end, whether you get post-season hockey or not. But Widnes have kind of put a little performance together. We saw little glimpses of it in that final period there towards the end, but that was when they had the man advantage. That when they thought they had Sheffield on the back foot, and you can't take Sheffield for granted. Teams like this don't think they're on the back foot. They're always going to go for you. Getting a few fans shouting at you.
I think they want me down there for those MVPs. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think we could do that.
All right, okay, so I think we might round up. So, yeah, an interesting game, but still a test for the rest of the season to come for the Wild. It's not over by any means.
No, certainly isn't. And you can catch all our previous season recordings that we've already put out, as we said earlier, up until, I think, beginning of January. Catch them on our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter, all the usual social media outlets. But it's been a great day here at Widnes Wild. It's gone in the favour of Widnes Wild as they take the points. I've been Gary Lee.
I've been Ben Lee.
And you've been
Lee Camp.
and we've been
Drop the Puck.